chicken, chow mein noodles, spring rolls, and some veggies as well. So hopefully it's good. I'll try some of this right now. Yeah, it's tasting pretty good. So this is from Wikipedia. Mexico, officially the United States. Sorry, not United States, not at all, but officially the United Mexican States is a country in the southern portion of North America. It is bordered by the north by the United States, to the south and west by the Pacific Ocean, to the southeast by Guatemala, Belize, and the Caribbean Sea, and to the east by the Gulf of Mexico. That's really good Chinese food, actually. Mexico covers 1,972,550 square kilometers, 761,610 square miles, making it the world's 13th largest country by area. I guess I never thought about how big Mexico is. It's a pretty big country, I suppose. It kind of looks thin, but so it says with a population of almost 130 million, it is the 10th most populous country and has the most Spanish speakers. I'll try one of these sweet and sour chicken balls. Pretty good. I'm not sure if the other option for the chicken wants to get sesame chicken, but I chose to get the sweet and sour chicken. So human presence in the Pre-Columbian Mexico goes back to 8000 BCE. It became one of the world's 6 cradles of civilization. The Mesoamerican region was home to many intertwined civilizations, including Olmec, Maya, Zapotec, Teotihuacan, and Purpicha. The Aztecs dominated the region in the century before European contact. In 1521, the Spanish Empire and its indigenous allies conquered the Aztec Empire from its capital, Tenochtitlan. It's hard to say. Now Mexico City, establishing the colony of New Spain. Over the next 3 centuries, Spain and the Catholic Church expanded the territory, enforced Christianity, and spread the Spanish language. With the discovery of rich deposits of silver in Zacatecas and Guanajuato, New Spain became one of the most important mining centers worldwide. The colonial order came to an end in the early 19th century with the Mexican War of Independence. nation state was marked by political and socioeconomic upheaval, both domestically and in foreign affairs. The United States invaded as a consequence of the Texas Revolt by American settlers, which led to the Mexican-American War and huge territorial losses in 1848. So 1848. This was a request, by the way. It was a request to eat Chinese food, and whisper. I think they wanted to whisper. I hope so. I hope they didn't want soft speaking because I'm whispering in this video. After the introduction of liberal reforms in the Constitution of 1857, conservatives reacted with the War of Reform and prompted France to invade the country and install an empire against the Republican resistance led by liberal President Benito Juarez, which emerged victorious. The last decades of the 19th century were dominated by the dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz, who sought to modernize Mexico and restore order. Broccoli. However, the Porfirio era led to great social unrest and ended with the outbreak in 1910 of the decade-long Mexican Revolution Civil War. This conflict led to profound changes, including the proclamation of the 1917 Constitution, which remains in effect to this day. The remaining war generals ruled as a succession of presidents until the Institutional Revolutionary Party (PRI) emerged in 1929. The PRI governed Mexico for the next 70 years, first under a set of paternalistic developmental policies of considerable economic success. Mexico also played an important role for the Allied war effort. Nonetheless, the PRI regime resorted to repression and electoral fraud to maintain power and move the country to more U.S.-aligned neoliberal economic policy during the late 20th century. This culminated with the signing of the North American Free Trade Agreement in 1994, which caused a major indigenous rebellion in the state of Chiapas. PRI lost the presidency for the first time in 2000 against the Conservative Party, PAN. nominal GDP and the 11th largest by PPP, with the United States being its largest economic partner, as newly industrialized and developing country ranking 86th high in the Human Development Index. Its large economy and population, cultural influence, and steady democratization make Mexico a regional and middle power, which is also identified as an emerging power by several analysts. Mexico ranks first in the Americas and seventh in the world. So it's seventh in the world for the number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It's also one of the world's 17 megadiverse countries, ranking 5th in natural biodiversity. Mexico's rich cultural and biological heritage, as well as varied climate and geography, makes it a major tourist destination. As of 2018, it was the 6th most visited country in the world, with 39 million international arrivals. However, the country continues to struggle with social inequality, poverty, and extensive crime. It ranks poorly in the Global Peace Index due to, in large part, by the ongoing conflict between drug trafficking syndicates. This drug war has led to over 120,000 deaths since 2006. Mexico is a member of the United Nations, the G20, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, the World Trade Organization, WTO, the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum, the Organization of the American States, Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, and the Organization of Ibero-American States. Etymology. Mexico is the Nahuatl term for the heartland of the Aztec Empire, namely the Valley of Mexico and surrounding territories, with its people being known as the Mexica. It's generally believed that the toponym for the valley was the origin of the primary ethnonym for the Aztec Triple Alliance, but it may have been the other way around. In the colonial era, 1521 to 1821, Mexico was called New Spain. In the 18th century, this central region became the Intendancy of Mexico during the reorganization of the empire, the Bourbon reforms. Time for some more chow mein. became a sovereign state, the territory came to be known as the State of Mexico, with the new country being named after its capital, Mexico City. I keep saying this, but this meal's really good. It's a shame this is only the second time I've been eating there. The second time I've eaten there, yeah. The official name of the country has changed as the form of government has changed. The Declaration of Independence, signed on 6 November 1813 by the deputies of the Congress of Anahuac, called the territory America Septentrional, Northern America. The 1812 Plan of Iguala also used America Septentrional on two occasions, 1821 to 1823 and 1863 to 1867. The country was known as Imperio Mexicano, Mexican Empire. All three federal constitutions, 1824, 1857, and 1917, the current constitution, use the name Estados Unidos Mexicanos, or the variant Estados Unidos Mexicanos, all of which have been translated as United Mexican States. The phrase República Mexicana, Mexican Republic, was used in the 1836 constitutional laws. Indigenous civilizations before European contact, pre-1519. This is under history. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit raspy. I already cleared my throat once when I stopped this video, and I had a sip of water to try to make it better, but it's gone raspy again, so sorry. Okay, so one more. One more chicken piece before reading a mint. Their earliest human artifacts in Mexico are chips of stone tools found near campfire remains in the Valley of Mexico, and the radiocarbon dated to circa 10,000 years ago. Mexico is the site of the domestication of maize, tomato, and beans, which produced an agricultural surplus. This enabled the transition from Paleo-Indian hunter-gatherers to sedentary agricultural villages beginning around 5000 BCE. In the subsequent formative eras, maize civilization and cultural traits such as mythological and religious complex and vigesimal base 20 numeric system were diffused from Mexican cultures down to the rest of the Mesoamerican culture area. Not era. Big piece coming up. Oh, it broke. In this period, villages became more dense in terms of population, becoming socially stratified with an artisan class and developed into chiefdoms. The most powerful rulers had religious and political power, organizing the construction of large ceremonial centers. The earliest complex civilization in Mexico was the Olmec culture, which flourished on the Gulf Coast from around 1500 BCE. Olmec cultural traits diffused through Mexico into the formative era cultures in Chiapas, Oaxaca, and the Valley of Mexico. The formative period saw the spread of distinct religious and symbolic traditions, as well as artistic and architectural complexes. The formative era of Mesoamerica is considered one of the 6 independent cradles of civilization. In the subsequent pre-classical period, the Maya and Zapotec civilizations developed complex centers at Calakmul and Monte Alban, respectively. During this period, the first true Mesoamerican writing systems were developed in the Epi-Olmec and Zapotec cultures. The Mesoamerican writing tradition reached its height in the classic Maya hieroglyphic script. The earliest written histories date from this area. The tradition of writing was important after the Spanish conquest of 1521, with the indigenous scribes learning to write their language's alphabetic letters, while also continuing to create pictorial texts.